Hello my precious peeps, Antoinette here. Thanks for coming by for another video. I'm going to make for you something really delicious. We are going to make chips. Parmesan cheese chips. You know the little Whisps that come in the bag? They're like $10 at Costco for that itsy bitsy teeny weeny bag. Well, I got tired of paying $10 a bag for those, so I've learned to make them myself. And with only 2 ingredients. And the star of the show is not the cheese. Nope. It's the parchment paper. Because it doesn't come out right unless you use parchment paper. So, I'm preheating my oven. And stay tuned. I'll be right back. Show you how. Okay, this is so easy that I don't even need to put on an apron tonight. Okay. Alright. Now, I made this the other night. So, I had my parchment paper. Here's the parchment paper that I had already used. And since I knew I was going to do a video on it once it was so successful, I just threw the pan in the oven and left it there till I was ready to do this. So, I'm going to reuse that parchment paper. Please do that. Save a little money. This stuff's not cheap. Depending. Alright, so I've got the Kirkland Parmesan Reggiano. And you want to make very even mounds of this on here. Now, first I'm just going to do 6 because I still have some. This is all just to show you how this is done. And what the parchment paper does. I mean, it is amazing because I have made it without parchment paper and just sprayed a pan. And it just doesn't crisp up doing it that way. So the parchment paper I consider one of the ingredients because it is that important. It's required. Alright, let's see. I want to make the mounds as even as I can. I do have the oven preheated. I want it to come down a little bit. I want it at 325. Now, you will be tempted to, cook it faster and stick it on 375. When I made it at 375, I found that, this one needs more. I found that the edges of it, you could taste the burnt taste. It tasted burnt on the edges. And that kind of carried through the whole chip. So, low and slow is what you want. So I am doing 325. Although it automatically went to 350. I'm going to let it cool down for a bit. Just going to even these out. Maybe just a little more in this one. I want them very consistent in size and just lightly tap the top so they look like so. Alright, that still says 350. I'm going to also add, I know I said 2 ingredients, but that's what's required. Parchment paper and the cheese. But you can add whatever seasonings you would like to add to it, for different types of different flavors. So I have my Tastefully Simple. Here's the spinach and herb. Tastefully Simple. So I'm going to use some of that. Then I have the dried tomato and garlic pesto mix. This I really like. I'm just going to sprinkle them both on. Just a little. Just a little for flavor. And this cheese is so salty, you don't need any, well, you don't want to add any salt. Cheese is just salty. Alright, so, yeah, I mean, you could do, rosemary. Not that one. Onion, garlic, whatever you want to put on it. But, I've made them plain and I've made them seasoned. So whatever your mood is for that. So there you go. I'm going to put it in the oven now. We'll see how long it takes. Okay, let's check on the chips. Okay, they are getting there. And what I'm going to tell you is that when you think they're done, they're really not quite done. So these have a way to go. It's been about 8 minutes so far. Okay, I pulled the chips out of the oven, and they have been in there for 15 minutes total at 325. So I did let them sit here still for another minute or two. And I'm just going to grab my spatula here and move them over here to the paper towel. So I'm going to put these all on the paper towel. You can see how crispy they are already. And yeah, look at them. I'm going to put them on the paper towel and let them sit there for a good 20 minutes to drain. And then we'll take a look at them. Okay, so these chips have been sitting here for about 10 minutes. Look at those holes. That's what makes them crispy. You can do this with any kind of cheese, really. Just use the parchment paper. But the shredded is the best. So look at this. Look at that crunch. This is a cracker that will hold up and dip. Or with, sausage on it, or whatever you want to use your cheese chip for. But that is a crisp chip. Mmm. Oh, that's so good, and it's not burnt because we cooked it so slowly that it's just a crisp chip. Mmm. Absolutely delicious. Well, thanks, peeps, for stopping by for another video. Try this. Use your parchment paper, and you will have the most delicious cheese chips ever. And if you keep these in your desk drawer at work, there will be no need to cave in when somebody pulls out that bag of potato chips.